From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Continuing the trend from the morning into the afternoon, you can see there's still some wildfire smoke, just making it look hazy off in the distance. That also is obstructing that pure blue sky that we would have otherwise here over Lansing. The sunshine still is working to warm us up, though. Despite that wildfire smoke, our temperature is sitting in the low to mid 70s at the moment. This is one of the more comfortable days in the forecast because it's actually cool. That's going to be changing here in a hurry, and we'll be tracking the next heat wave headed towards mid-Michigan coming up as 6 News at Noon begins.
WMMS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at Noon.
Thank you so much for joining us for 6 News at Noon. I'm Kirk Montgomery. Our top story, the gun violence over the weekend in Lansing. You can see here scenes from 4 different instances ranging from a shooting at a party to a robbery. And new at noon, we have just confirmed a shooting near Jean's Quick Stop by Turner Road and Carrier Street. It happened Sunday night just before 11. While details are still limited, we now know a 50-year-old man was found with a gunshot wound to the arm. He was taken to the hospital. We're told he is in stable condition. 6 News crews saw at least 9 Lansing police cars by that intersection. Officers were seen using drones and circling the area. As of now, the main suspect is not in custody. One witness tells us they saw a man run off and a woman being put into the back of a car.
Yeah, when we got to the complex, a lot of people were saying a drive-by had happened, so I ended up riding my bike around talking to a couple of the cops. They said a drive-by had happened, and they ended up ditching the car, and the male driver ended up running off, and the female passenger ended up getting taken into custody. Right now they're searching for the male who ran off with drones back. I don't know what the street is, but right here off of right behind Turner, and right now they're still searching for him on the drone. They still haven't found him yet.
And on Sunday morning, a 36-year-old man was killed after a shooting on the city's south side. Police say shots were fired just before 4 a.m. on Wilson Avenue near Rio Town. Officers arrived to find the man who'd been shot under his arm. He was taken to the hospital where he died. As of now, no arrests have been made, but LPD says this shooting was not random. Now to Saturday night. A 15-year-old girl is recovering after being shot at a party. Officers say it happened around 11 p.m. at the Carolina Flats apartment complex. The girl was taken to the hospital and is said to be in stable condition. They say during their investigation, there was a large crowd of juveniles who became disorderly, and they needed multiple officers to maintain security. 2 adults were arrested and a gun was recovered. And a 26-year-old man is hurt after another shooting Saturday night. Police say there was a robbery just before 7 p.m. near South King Boulevard in Pierce Road. They say witnesses told them that multiple minors were spotted leaving the area. The man was found with a gunshot wound at a nearby gas station, was taken to the hospital. He is said to be in stable condition. Officers believe 3 suspects attempted to rob the man, and he was shot while trying to drive off. 2 of the 3 suspects were arrested. 2 guns were recovered. As of right now, they're still looking for the final juvenile. If you know anything about any of this weekend's incidents, contact Lansing Police, or you can anonymously call Crime Stoppers at 517-483-7867. And as we said, you can call Crime Stoppers. And in less than an hour, Lansing's Police Chief Rob Backus holding a news conference to address this weekend's gun violence. We'll be streaming it live on our website, WLNS.com. And our Zach Priest will be there. He'll have the latest for you coming up on 6 News at 5 o'clock. New CBS News polling finds that President Donald Trump's approval sliding as his second administration hits the 6-month mark. While the White House is pushing wins like the passage of its signature spending bill, the new poll found public support for his deportation and tariff policies is dropping. Natalie Brand has more from the White House.
So help me God. So help me God.
As President Trump marks 6 months since returning to office, new CBS News polling finds his overall approval rate has dipped to 42%, down more than 10 points since February.
What you see in this dynamic is increasingly a base that really likes what it sees
and everybody else with growing doubts.
The polling shows growing doubts over deportations, with more Americans saying the administration is prioritizing people who are not dangerous criminals, and more than half saying the administration is trying to deport more people than they expected. CBS News spoke to acting ICE Director Todd Lyons, who confirmed anyone in the country illegally could be taken into custody.
ICE is always focused on the worst of the worst.
If your agents encounter anyone who is here illegally, irrespective of whether or not they have a criminal record, that person will be taken into custody.
If they're here in the United States illegally, yes, they will.
The economy has been a strong point for President Trump in past polling, but in this latest survey, respondents indicated they want more focus on lowering prices and less on tariffs. The poll shows 60% oppose new tariffs on imported goods as the president's August 1st trade deal deadline fast approaches. Face the Nation's Margaret Brennan asked Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick about the public sentiment.
Oh, they're going to love the deals that President Trump and I are doing. I mean, they're just going to love them. You know, the president figured out the right answer and sent letters to these countries, said this is going to fix the trade deficit.
The new poll found bipartisan dissatisfaction with the administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case, including almost half of Republicans, even though Epstein did not factor as a top issue compared to immigration and inflation. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Michigan State University hosting a week-long college prep program aimed at supporting veterans as they transition from service to the classroom. MSU teamed up with the Warrior Scholar Project to make it all happen. It gives vets the chance to learn from faculty, work with tutors, receive personalized mentorship from other student veterans, and familiarize themselves with campus resources. The university says this support is especially valuable in helping veterans adapt to a formal learning environment which can feel unfamiliar after years of combat. A number of young women in Jackson County getting ready for a pretty big day for them. They're going to gear up as part of the Future Female First Responder Camp. It starts today. The 4-day camp will offer hands-on lessons with police officers and firefighters to let them know what the life is like and encourage some of them to actually consider it as a career. The 4-day camp includes real-life scenarios and practicing how to respond to emergencies. We'll be there with them today and we'll show you what they went through tonight on 6 News. Experts from the Michigan Virtual Learning Research Institute are hosting an AI in Education roundtable. They want to show firsthand how AI is currently being used and developed for students and instructors in an ever-evolving digital landscape. It started at 10 o'clock this morning. 5 featured speakers are talking about the state of AI in education. This includes things like how Michigan schools are engaging with AI in the classroom, a successful case study, misconceptions and concerns, as well as opportunities for schools that embrace AI. Michigan State Police Force growing. Its newest recruits feature both a bark and a bite. That's because all 7 are dogs. They graduated from the State Police Basic Canine School on Friday and are now ready to join what MSP says is one of the largest canine units in the country. The 14-week program includes more than 500 hours of instruction, along with more than 100 miles of running, walking, and sniffing things out. 3 of the 4 new canine teams are replacing previous ones.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Out across the quad cams right now, we're seeing sunshine, and actually on the Hillsdale camera, it looks a little bit like the wallpaper from Toy Story. A little bit of puffy cloud cover moving in, but still plenty of sunshine, and that's allowing those temperatures to make it into the 70s. Temperature-wise, it's actually been very pleasant, something that I will not be repeating here once we get to Wednesday. Much warmer air is on the way, so enjoy today while we have it. We have mostly sunny skies still in place, and we don't even have any big systems headed our way that would disrupt that. Just a dying little line of storms that just moved through Minneapolis. That won't be bugging us at all. Looking at our air quality, it has improved from what it had been earlier in the morning, but still, there is some lingering wildfire smoke that's down near the surface. If you're sensitive to smoke, especially if you have any breathing conditions, just know that it will clear out and become a lot easier to breathe once we get to the overnight hours tonight. It's going to be pushed out by that northeasterly wind. That's also keeping our temperatures mostly in those 70s today. 79 the high temp here in a few hours. showers. Mostly sunny skies, of course, pairing nicely with that. As we go into the evening, though, we're going to start to see those temperatures drop. Without much cloud cover and with low humidity, we're able to fall into the mid-50s. So another chilly overnight, followed by a slight warm up tomorrow. And that's the change we're looking for. Our wind coming in from the southeast, and that's going to quickly bring in heat and humidity. Once we get to Wednesday, it gets to 90 degrees, 95 on Thursday, and this is just the actual temperature. We still have to throw in the humidity. Our Muggy meter shows that it's going to bounce right up to that humid category, just on the line of becoming tropical. And it doesn't really move much from there. Even into the weekend, we're still going to have high humidity. And that gives us a heat index trend that gets close to 100, and I would not be shocked if we had feels like temperatures at 100 degrees on Thursday. Given high temperatures in the mid-90s, it's certainly possible, and that's where it becomes dangerous. So if you happen to be working outside Wednesday or Thursday, just make sure that you're taking breaks to get cool, drink plenty of water, and if you can avoid it, maybe do some of that yard work here today or tomorrow. That way you don't have to be outside in the worst of the heat. This heat wave is cutting up all through the Great Lakes, and it's not going to be moving all that much. We are completely chopped off from that cool air from Canada. That means the long-range forecast still ends up giving us plenty of 80s. Now, looking at the 6-day forecast, you'll actually notice we do have a slight cool down Thursday to Friday, 95 to 87. That's pretty decent drop off, about 8 degrees there, but it's still going to be humid. The chances for storms just going to reinforce that moisture in the atmosphere, and the 80s are going to feel like the 90s. So like I said, today and tomorrow going to be the best days of the forecast. We're going to have sunshine and low humidity. After that, we're going to have to go through next week to try to get something that's even close to what we're dealing with today.
Buckle up for that Muggy meter.
Oh, the hairspray cans.
Oh, gosh.
You should see the changing room. We just have them everywhere.
All right. Thank you, Katie.